Hi, I'm Matt Kulbe, principal here at NavPoint Real Estate Group, and today I'm here to talk about a modified gross, or call it full service gross lease with a base year expense stop. So when you sign a lease in a multi-tenant building, typically there's a building square footage, let's call it 10,000 square feet. And let's say you lease 1,000 square feet of the building, that equals 10% of the building. If you sign a lease in 2025, you'll typically have a base year expense stop of 2025, which means that lease that you signed, that rent amount will include the operating expenses, or known as OpEx, of call it $100,000 for a 10,000 foot building. That's about average. Your lease will always include that amount. If in future years in your lease that fluctuates, which typically they'll increase, call it by 5%. In 2026, you might see operating expenses of $105,000. Therefore, you take that delta, $5,000, times your 10% proportionate share, that amounts to a $500 delta that you'd be responsible for as a tenant to pay in 2026. If in future years, potentially it could go down, you'd also see a credit. So let's say in 2027, they go down and they're $95,000. There'd be a $5,000 delta to your favor. You'd see a $500 credit that would be used towards future years of the lease. Call it, and what this is called a CAM reconciliation, is what it's known as each year when they figure out that calculation based on your base year expense stop. That's how a modified gross or full service lease with a base year expense stop works. Please reach out for further information.